It is time for another episode of Survival with Fragger, and today the plan is to work on the entrances, or the lack of entrances to this base, because that is really the only entrance that I can fly in and out of. We do have this one up here that I can sort of fly in and out of, but as you can see, it's a pretty tight space up there, and I would like to expand that a little bit more so I can more easily fly in and out of there. And when we come over to this part of the base here, there's nowhere to get in and out of the base from this part of the base, and I really want to fix that. So I am going to add in a base entrance over here that I will be able to fly in and out of as well. And then I also want to add an entrance to the base over here somewhere by this tree farm. I think it'll probably end up being over here. But I'm not 100% certain about that yet. So I'm going to start off by digging out these entrances a little bit more and getting them built up, and hopefully they turn out pretty good. So I've got these guys dug out now, and they are looking a little bit plain, so I do want to do a little bit of decorating up to them, but I am a little bit undecided as to whether or not I want these to feel a little bit more man-made versus a little more natural. So right now, especially this one here, it kind of has this feel to it that is like part man-made but also part natural. Like if you look at it in close detail, it has this natural look to it and a natural flow to everything, but then when you kind of step back a little ways, it kind of has this man-made shape to it. So I kind of want to keep that man-made feel to it and maybe build off of that, because these are technically man-made and I kind of want them to feel like that, like they were added in afterwards. Looking at some of these other tunnels that I dug as well, this one I think I want to keep feeling a little more natural because it was originally... That was very pathetic. But I want to try to keep this one a little bit more natural looking because it was technically naturally generated when I loaded in this world, and I just kind of dug it out a little bit more and widened it a little bit, but it still does have this slight man-made feel to it like the other one. So I kind of want to fix that as well, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. But then I'll show you guys where this last one is really quick, because it is kind of tucked away back here by the tree farm. This one I kind of want to widen it a little bit more and make the opening a little bit bigger and extend a little bit further into the base, because it is right here and it's very tucked away and kind of shut off from the rest of the base. You kind of have to go around this wall here to get to it from the tree farm, and I don't like that about it. But that is where I'm at right now, and I think I'm gonna start off by doing this one really quick and decorating it up and making it look a little bit nicer, and then kind of showing you guys the results of that. So yeah, hopefully this one will look pretty good in the end. I am so happy with how this tunnel turned out. I think it is looking absolutely amazing. I really like these archways that I added to it with this spruce wood. I think it really adds to that man-made look to it, and that's why I went with this design. I do think they look a little bit busy, so I may try to polish them up a little bit more so they don't look so busy. But I think this general concept is really good, and it is pretty much exactly what I was going for here. I did keep a little bit of that natural look to it though, which I really like as well, but it does still retain that more man-made feel. But now it is time to move on from this one and start working on some of the other tunnels, like this one here, which I think I'm going to add some man-made elements to this tunnel as well. mostly in like this area here and maybe down there a little bit as well. And it's probably just going to be some like support structure of sorts. I'm not exactly sure what that is going to entail, but it'll probably end up being some sort of like wooden ring or something like that around here. But I don't want to go too crazy with that because, again, this was technically naturally generated when I first loaded in the world. I just kind of made it a little bit bigger. But then moving on to the next one, which I'm actually going to go through this top entrance here. And it is over here a little ways, I believe, if I can remember my way around here. Yes, it is right here. This one I really want to try and make bigger because I think it's a little bit too small and narrow, and it is a little bit difficult to fly into. It's not that hard to fly out of, but flying into it can be a little bit tricky sometimes, especially since you're pretty much flying straight down and then you have to lift up a little bit in order to not take any fall damage, as I will demonstrate here. Yeah, it's not the easiest one to fly in and out of. So I do want to make it bigger, and I also want to extend it down to this area here and dig through the floor so that it reaches this, where our end dragon fight monument is. So basically there will be a big hole in the ceiling here, and I'll try to make it look really nice, and I hope this turns out the way I want it to turn out, because I have this idea in my mind of what it looks like, and it looks really big and grand, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to execute that vision very well, so we'll see what happens with that, but hopefully it turns out. But I really need to get working on making these tunnels look a lot nicer, so I am going to get started on that and actually finish that as well. And hopefully they turn out really good. I am a little bit nervous, but also excited to see how they turn out, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make them look good. Anyway, I'm going to get that taken care of. So, I meant to record me doing this tunnel, but I completely forgot to do that. But I think it turned out pretty good in the end, regardless of me forgetting to record this part. And yeah, it's pretty simple. It didn't take me very long to do this at all, so honestly it was probably for the better that I didn't record it, because it would have made for a rather boring time lapse. But there really isn't too much else to talk about here, because I really just added this and that and didn't really add anything else, because I, again, wanted to keep this feeling a little more natural and not quite as man-made. But then moving on to this other one here that you guys did actually get to see me build up. And before we go over here to check it out, I just want to say that this area looks completely different. So, prepare yourselves for this, and while you're preparing yourselves, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Really helps me out a lot. And while you're down there, don't forget to check out all of my social media profiles linked down in the description. But now it is time to check out this tunnel over here, and yeah, it looks completely different over here. Like I said, I guarantee you this video is not doing this justice. It is absolutely massive up there, and it's very tall and very big. Very, very, very big. Yeah. If you guys want to check this out for yourselves, then you can head over to my Patreon and subscribe to my Patreon, and you will get access to the world download for this, because like I said, there is absolutely no way that this video is doing this justice. It is huge. You just get this sense of scale that you can't get just from watching the video by experiencing this for yourself. And everything down there is so small when you're up here too. Oh, this is pretty much exactly how I imagined it. This nice big grand entrance that you can fly in and out of here. And it really also helps to open up this area a lot more as well, which I really wanted to do. It always just felt so closed off, and yeah, this really helps to open that up. And as for these support beams here, I think they turned out pretty good. They do look a little bit unnatural, almost like they could fall apart at any moment, and I actually kind of like that aesthetic for this. It just feels like a bunch of planks of wood nailed together to try and hold up the terrain here, and I think it turned out pretty good. So hopefully you guys agree with that. And I do want to try and clear out some more of the terrain around here as well to open up this area even more, because I do want this area to feel nice and open and not as closed off as it did before. Especially after digging this out, it just really opens up this area a lot. But unfortunately, I think that is going to do it for this episode, as I am out of time and I need to get this episode out to you guys. So if you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. And if you have any suggestions for this series, then don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section. And also don't forget to check out my social media profiles linked down in the description, including my Discord server if you guys would like to interact with me outside of YouTube. And of course, don't forget to buy some merch on the merch store. And also don't forget to check out my Patreon linked down in the description if you guys would like to get access to this world download as well as the shorts world download. All of that really helps me out a lot, and I would greatly appreciate it if you guys could do that. But of course, that is going to be it for this episode, so I'll see you guys next time.